Hey yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Chad bringing you guys another video. As you guys can see, I'm currently at work, but I'm working, but I gotta do some work too on the side here because Brittney Griner has now been released by Russia for a 1-for-1 prison swap. So we would probably just go ahead and talk about what's really going on here. Got a little article here from Apple News. Let me go ahead and get that rolling for you guys. So yeah, we have an article here from Apple News. As you can see, it says Brittney Griner released by Russia and 1-for-1 prison swap for arms dealer Victor Bout. Now, if you don't know, Victor Bout is considered the merchant of death. Why he has that name is he's an arms dealer. For Russia, he was selling AK-47s that the U.S. thought were going to be used to kill DEA agents. So Biden, Russia, they got together. They did this exchange. Brittney Griner, WNBA, for Victor Bout, merchant of death. And yeah, they made it happen. Brittney's been in prison or locked up over there in Russia for 10 months now. Since what? How long was she locked up? Since February, I think. So it's kind of crazy how life hits you all at once, you feel me? But we'll go ahead and read this article here on Apple News. So Brittney Griner released by Russia and 1-for-1 prisoner swap for arms dealer Victor Bout. I'm not gonna watch the video. We're just gonna read a little bit. Washington. Brittney Griner, the WNBA star who was held for months in Russian prisons on drug charges, was released Thursday in a 1-for-1 prisoner swap for international arms dealer Victor Bout, bringing an end to an ordeal that sparked intensive, high-level negotiations between the U.S. and the Kremlin to secure her freedom. She's safe. She's on the plane, President Biden said at the White House, announcing the exchange. She's on her way home after months of being unjustly detained in Russia. Now, we'll stop here. I don't believe she was unjustly detained. I do think that her being detained became political, and she was being used as a political pawn to be giving back some of these Russian operatives that, Putin and them wanted. But she did bring illegal substances into Russia's airport. She got caught. And that's what happens when you bring drugs to countries. They get you. Same thing for the U.S. If I bring drugs to the airport in the U.S. and they catch me, I'm probably going to jail too. It's kind of that simple. So this is on Brittney. It's not unjust. Maybe how they used her as a political pawn is unjust, which we could talk about that. But her being detained for what she was detained for is not unjust. Held under intolerable circumstances. I heard Brittney was breaking big rocks into little rocks. Like they said, they were taking her, they put her into a work camp and stuff like that. But I also heard that, a lot of the people there in Russia knew who she was, and they were treating her with, dignity and respect. So, hopefully if they were doing that, at least she was being treated a little bit humanely. I don't know. I really do expect Russian prisons to be like season 4 Stranger Things, when he was out there in the snow building railroads in the cold and using pickaxes. That's how I imagine Russian prison is. Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along. This is the day we worked towards for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release. CBS News was first to report the swap, which took place in the United Arab Emirates after it was confirmed by a U.S. official. The exchange agreement negotiated with Moscow in recent weeks was given final approval by Mr. Biden within just the last week. 5 former U.S. officials told CBS News the agreement had been reached of as of last Thursday. The president said he spoke to Griner by phone from the Oval Office, where he was joined by Griner's wife, Sherelle, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Per standard procedure for free U.S. prisoners, Griner was expected to quickly undergo a medical evaluation. So you see here, you got Kamala with her wife, Biden with her wife. Now, me personally, if this was Big T, she may have been back sooner, you feel me? But, we gotta give it off to Biden. He worked his magic. It took a little longer than I would expect it, but he got her back. Now, do I think that this swap is a I guess equal exchange? A WNBA star for the merchant of death, who they think selling arms to kill US DEA agents and other people? No. But because Brittney Griner is a celebrity, she plays basketball, this was such a politicized thing, it had to be done. Either Biden's going to look bad because he can't get it done, or it's going to be like, it's not even an or, it had to be done. somewhere or another. So this had to have been done. Trump did it for other people. You know, they may not have been in Russia. They were in Sweden and stuff like that. They were just in prison in the US or jail, but he made it happen. So, you know, Biden had to get this done, at least in my eyes. But was it an exchange, like an equal exchange? No. Because if it was me in Russia being caught for weed or juice, weed juice, THC juice, I'd still be breaking big rocks into little rocks, and this would have had no news coverage. You know, that's the thing about being a celebrity or just a public figure. You get so many privileges that regular people don't. And on top of that, Brittney Griner's the same one who said she hated the United States. She hated the United States. She talked about how bad it was. Then she gets locked up and she needs the United States president and everybody in the United States to feel bad and sorry for her. And it's like, you did that to yourself. But American people are forgiving people, so you know, we want you to come home. But regular people, this will not be happening for them. There will be no pulls, no strings pulled, no nothing. Mr. Biden said that he was glad to be able to see Brittney is in good spirits and that she was looking forward to getting home. The president dismissed the show trial in Russia that landed her in prison, and she didn't ask for special treatment. To secure Brittney's release, the president ordered Bout to be free to return to Russia. Mr. Biden signed the commutation order cutting short Bout's 25-year prison sentence. So he's been there for like, I heard he was in there for like 10 to 15, maybe 20. Notably, the Griner for Bout exchange leaves retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan in prison in Russia. Whelan has been in Russian custody for nearly 4 years. He was convicted on espionage charges that the U.S. has called false. We've not forgotten about Paul Whelan, Mr. Biden said Thursday, adding, we will never give up on securing his release. U.S. officials told reporters that it became clear in talks with the Russians that the prospect of exchanging both Griner and Whelan for Bout was a non-starter, with one saying the U.S. was a choice between bringing home one particular American, Brittney Griner, or bringing home none. So the U.S. Marine is over there. We can't get them back. We don't got enough pull for that. But we can get back home Brittney Griner. And see, Russia, they played their cards like this, right? They're like, okay, we want the merchant of death, and we'll give you somebody who really has no stain in the game, right? Like, really, if they don't come home, they're not gonna be missed, but they ain't gonna really make a difference on nothing. The U.S. Marine, who they said is there for espionage, basically being a spying on the Russians, yeah, we gonna have to keep that guy. Like, if they would exchange him for the merchant of death, that would have been an equal exchange. But it's like we give up more and they gave up something small. It would be like someone saying, hey, you need to give me $1,000 in return, I'll give you 100. And it's like, that's not a fair deal. That's what we really just did. Versus if we got the U.S. Marine, me personally, the one who was there spying on them, which the U.S. said is false, which I don't know if it's true or not. It doesn't really matter. But hey, I need $1,000. I'll give you 1,000 in return. That's an equal exchange. You feel me? Griner, a 32-year-old star center for the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury, was detained at the Russian airport in February and later pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the discovery of cannabis-derived oil cartridges in her luggage. Griner said she didn't mean to bring the cartridges with her when she traveled to the country to play in Russian basketball league during the WNBA off-season. So I'll stop there for this. But one of the other things that I was thinking about is, like, a lot of these, you know, basketball players and stuff, they go overseas to play in these games where, you know, they trying to earn more money even from being in the WNBA, because that's how they actually, you know, make a living. So they need more money because they say they're not paid enough and different things like that. I do think that we can do a better job of giving WNBA players and just, you know, people in general that are in the WNBA more notoriety or more, you know, starlight or just, I guess, spotlight, because they already, you know, it's hard to find their games on TV. You can find them. It's hard to find them unless you're on like a special station. They go play in all these overseas places. So they could be given just a few more things. I don't know what, you know, to make it equal. But I did see, like, even for like, I just saw the link. Let me see here if I can find it. Well, it was like the NCAA or so. They showed like when they bought in the weights for like the women's basketball, and it was like one weight rack and nothing but open gym, and the dudes had so much. And it's like, you know, the women work out just like the men, I know this is a little off topic from Brittney Griner, but yeah, the women work out just like the men, but they not getting as much stuff. So, you know, although she bought the oil cartridges in her luggage, I don't know how you didn't mean to bring the cartridges in her luggage. I feel like because she's been playing in Russia for a little minute, she probably been doing this all along, but they're probably like, nah, we gonna get her this time, and we gonna make sure we get some, you know, we get some Russian operatives back instead, for this actual exchange. But, you know, I'm definitely glad that Brittney Griner, I guess, is home. Was she there for no reason over in Russia and detained? No, she was there because, and she even knew it because she pled guilty. But they were finna have her for 16 years, breaking big rocks into little rocks. And now she's back. Biden did his thing, swapped them out for somebody else. Yeah. Well, y'all, it's been your boy Chad. I gotta go answer the phone real quick. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.